Alright, guys, I don't know about you, but I thought that new intro music was kind of sexy, so I'm definitely hoping you guys liked it because I think I'm going to end up keeping that one. So, welcome back to another episode of Crucible School. That's right. Hey, Guardians and Assassins, how you doing over there? Yeah, I see you. Anyways, let's go over everything else here. Like, what are we going to go over today? Like, get to the point. You know, you're just blabbing. All right, I got it. We're going to talk about improvement today. That's it. Period. End. Improvement. Okay, so you guys are like, what about improvement? We're going to break that down into 5 different categories. We're going to go with how do the top players improve? Now, guys, when we're talking about top players, we're not talking about like, oh, he was the top of the scoreboard, or, oh, he was the top of the last 10 matches that I played. No, we're talking about like your professionals, your MLG people who straight up go to tournaments and get that bonus check for, whooping everybody's butt, and they come home and they go and cash that and they're set for the next 3 years because that check's so huge. We're talking about those guys. Yeah, I would like to be one of those guys. I'm pretty sure you guys probably would too. So let's get to how they improve. How did they get to where they're at? I mean, how do you achieve some sort of skill level like that? Well, guys, the skill level that they are achieving is from improving on their mistakes, and not making the same mistake again. So everybody's probably sitting there and going, but Al, how do we do that? Well, very simple. First of all, in order to improve a mistake, you need to know that it's a mistake in the first place. So record your gameplay. Why? You can look back over it afterwards, record a couple games, play a couple games, look over it afterwards, and don't make the same mistakes. Write down the improvements that you want to make. Very simple. So, these keep in mind, these top players as well, they don't sit there and play for 12 hours a day, 18 hours a day, 3 days in a row, no sleep, just nothing but play. No, they don't do that. Why? Because their mind does not have enough time to basically absorb the knowledge that they just, what just happened in that match. They don't have enough time to absorb all the new information that they actually desperately need to up their gameplay. So, record your gameplay. This is your homework. Straight out. And no, I'm not going to be checking anything. But record 3 or 4 matches where you do, record a variety. Do when you do really bad, when you do medium good, and when you do excellent. Record all of them, you know what I mean? And then afterwards, sit down in front of that video. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to take the timestamp of when you make the mistake. That is, every single time you die, take a timestamp, okay? And then you're going to write down, or you can at least think about, what you can do differently to have a different outcome in that situation. Yeah, that's just mental homework. You got to think about it. Like, what did I do to die so many times in this match? How do I improve that? How do I stop that? Well, very simple. After you write down this list, so, let's go over what we have real quick before I go too far ahead. So far we have, you're going to record your games, we're going to write down our mistakes, you know what I mean, and we're going to try to improve. Okay, great. Sounds great. Let's talk about how you're going to improve. That's where we get into focused improvement. Now, guys, when you sit there and you write down your mistakes, I want you to take 2 or 3 off the list, and I want you to make your next match focus directly on those 2 or 3 problems. Your next 3 matches, your next 3 days, focus on just those problems. That's right. Your KD doesn't matter, and some of the other stuff really isn't going to matter, but the problems that you are trying to fix are the ones that you wrote down on that list. So the same situation where you ran down the hallway and 4 Guardians, just completely disintegrated you, so that doesn't happen again. Nobody likes to be disintegrated repetitively. That sounds painful. Write down your gameplay. Write down your mistakes. You sit there and do what you got to do to be able to make that happen. Now, Xbox and PlayStation, guys, you guys have a recording function in your Xbox or in your PlayStation. I'm not going to go over that. You guys can YouTube that, and you can find out how to record your gameplay. You don't even need a computer to look this stuff over. You can look it up on, like, the second that you have it recorded, you could look over the video, on a tablet. You can do it right on your gaming console or computer. You can sit there and there are ways to view this gameplay. So what you need to do is you need to view the gameplay and you need to improve on it. It's the only way you get better. So that's basically your focused improvement there. Now, guys, you also have to keep in mind, these top players, as I said before, they don't spend hours a day on the game. They literally take maybe 3 or 4 matches. They play until they have 3 or 4 good matches that they feel good about. They don't have to necessarily win those matches, but they just have to feel good about them. Like, I did good in this match, you know what I mean? We might have lost, but I did good because I did this and this and this and this, XYZ. You guys know what it is. That's how they improve, because the second that they get those matches, they stop doing Crucible. They go do something else. They do a strike. They do a raid. They go talk to family and hang out with friends or all of the above, you know what I mean? But they don't stay in Crucible, because the longer you stay in Crucible, it's like, as long as you are playing, you should be recording. Well, you're not just recording on whatever device you're actually taking the footage of the gameplay in. You're actually recording in your mind as well. Your mind has to have time to calculate exactly what you just did wrong or what you just did right. It needs to take in, you need a little bit of time to take in what just happened, that experience in that Crucible match. That way you guys can, improve on what you're doing better. And with your improvements, if you stick to the focused improvements, you know what I mean, take 2 or 3 mistakes, and you focus on them, and next time you jump on, like tomorrow, the next day, whatever, you take the first 3 or 4 matches and you focus just so you don't make those same mistakes again, yeah, you're going to get better. It's going to become habit. And you know what? You're going to feel good about it. Which, come on, out of anything, that's what everybody should be shooting for. They should be having that, that dopamine rush in their head that, hey, I just did really good in this match and we just won and I was on the top of the scoreboards. Because you know what? That does feel good. And maybe, just maybe, we should be feeling that a little bit more often, you know what I mean? So you need to sit there and you need to find out how to get better, which is, as I just said. So the other thing is, you need to go over common mistakes. Everybody knows you don't run down a hallway, as I said before, with 4 Guardians there and just get decimated. It's a bad idea. It's a common mistake that some people make. They try to warrior everything. By the way, guys, the definition of warrioring is basically you sitting there, jumping over every single piece of cover that you can, and just throwing yourself aimlessly at the enemy, hoping to come out on top. It doesn't work very well. So the common mistakes that, when you look back over your gameplay and you're like, well, no, duh. Some of you guys need to write those down, and other guys, they just need to make sure to play a little bit smarter. Because you guys know certain things like that. Like, don't stand in a grenade. You're going to die. Don't throw yourself at a team of 4 unless you have something to push with. You're going to die. It's very, very simple to pick up on common mistakes that are, that are in your gameplay. Everybody makes them. Don't worry about it. We're all human, I think. Or, EXO, or, either way. You need to not make the common mistakes that you guys are seeing. Because if you guys are able to pick it out, then that means the other people that you're actually making the mistake around, your enemy, they're able to see it almost instantly. Because if you have to look back over your gameplay to see it, they already see it while it's happening. Which is why you get mowed down. This is why you have a bad game. Now let's talk about punishable mistakes. Punishable mistakes, guys, is more like, okay, let's go back to the let's go back to standing in a grenade. That's a punishable mistake. How is that punishable? Because the punishment at the end is you die. So I'm going to sit there and I'm going to try to get, an extra couple shots on this Guardian over here because I can get the kill. But while you're doing it, you're standing in a grenade. Guess what? You might kill that Guardian, but you just zeroed out your score. You just took your efforts and threw them in the trash because you did a punishable mistake by standing in a grenade. Think about what you're doing, guys. Everybody can improve on something. Don't stand in grenades. Don't stand in fire. Don't, you know what I mean? The list can go on and on, but everybody makes mistakes. Just make sure the punishable ones, the ones that, you can be punished for, you don't make too often. Otherwise, you're going to have a really bad game getting punished all the time. I mean, even when I was little, being punished was never a fun time. And I doubt it is now. It hasn't changed that much in, a couple years. So, let's go over our last subject here. We're going to go over better players. Now, guys, you want to get better, and you've been picking out your mistakes, and you've been recording your footage for a while, and you're trying to, make things happen, and it's just not going well for you. Well, start playing with better players than you. Yeah, make sure that they're above your skill level. Now, guys, when I say above your skill level, I don't mean leaps and bounds here. I'm not talking about, hey, I'm going to go run into the MLG and being a complete noob, I'm going to sit there and play with MLG players and hope they come out on top. No. The skill jump there is so incredible that you're just going to continuously get destroyed back to back to back. And there's no fun about that. And you know what? Even if you video recorded that, there's not much that you can learn about that because you also have no time to practice playing against players like that. I'm talking about, like, if my skill level is a 5, I want to play against people who are 6s and 7s. 7s every once in a while, if I'm having a good day, but most of the time I want to stick around 6s. Why? Because if you hang around them and you sit there, you watch what they're doing, and you're watching what you do and what your enemies are doing, because those are probably 6s as well, you're going to become a 6, after a while. Why? Because your gameplay will improve. Your mind will sit there and work for you. It'll be like, okay, you need to get around this way and this way and this way. And, different things will come out of it. Well, guys, I don't have too much to say on the area of improvement, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you actually got something out of it. If you did, go ahead and like the video, and do me a favor, comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what helped you out, and let me know what's not helping you out. As well as let me know some of the common mistakes that you guys make. I mean, I make mistakes all the time. Hey, I don't edit my video footage for the Crucible series. Why? Because I want to show people I make mistakes too. Keep in mind, not everybody's like a 50 billion point 2 KD, But either way, as I was saying, comment below. Let me know how it's going on. You know what I mean? Let me know, what mistakes that you guys make, and what you plan on doing to fix it, or you don't even have to let me know what you're planning on doing to fix it. Just let me know about some mistakes, or tell me a funny story about how you guys made a mistake and you guys knew it. That would be a punishable mistake. But either way, yeah, comment below. I hope you guys enjoy the game footage here, and hey, have a good day, and I will catch you guys in the next episode of Crucible School. Alright, Guardians and Assassins, I'll catch you later.